Well, hello everyone. I'd like to talk to you about this little dilemma that I've had with the base bolts on these cylinder heads for my 78 Shovelhead. So there's such a small, minute space between the base, the block, and these stud nuts. There's probably not, there's barely a 16th of an inch back there. So these are 80s, S&S 80s, and 80 cubic inch, and these are actually a 96 cubic inch, but irregardless, when they're casting these, they have, back up in here, there is a cast ridge, a burr. I'm going to call it a burr ridge. A ridge up in here that's got such a burr on it and a shoulder that you literally cannot get anything behind here. So you really are forced to pretty much just use a torque adapter, half-inch torque adapter like this. All right. Well, I can tell you right now, before you get to 45 foot-pounds, this half-inch open end is going to roll right off the shoulders of these nuts. I'm not a fan of these nuts, but I have not found anything else that will work. I've tried the chrome half-inch flange nuts, and the flange won't even, it's just, even the flange sticks out so far, you can't get the holes to line up, the stud to line up with the flange nuts. So I've tried about everything there is, and I've looked for everything I could possibly find. But I've had to grind down, and it really wasn't that difficult, grind down the shoulder behind each one of these right up under the fin, and I refuse to cut out any section of fin so that I can get anything in there. I don't want to have to do that. Don't want to have to really modify any of these fins. Shaving, trimming, yeah, I can live with that, but when I'm having to remove a whole, I would have to remove a whole 2 sections just to get a socket in there. So an open end half-inch just doesn't work. I don't know how Pacific Mike was able to get his torque down with an open end. Well, I also did try the little stubby closed end. There was absolutely no way to get it behind there. So I took a old Craftsman, Stanley actually, half-inch, and ground it down that thin in order to get it behind that nut. And I don't know what other bike shops are using, but you know, this is barely going behind there, but it works and it gets behind there. So I went through and I torqued everything down to, I went 10, started with 10 and then 15, 25. I'm about to hit 35. So anyway, there's really no way to torque. Obviously, you use a torque wrench on it. So I was able to find this torque wrench adjustable. It's called a torque adjustable adapter, or an adjustable torque adapter, whichever. And it's made by Motion Pro, and the part number's right there, 080380. So I've got it all clamped down. I'm going to give it a shot. That's where your 3/8 drive is going to go. And I believe I can finally get these torqued down. It has been literally driving me nuts. But I had to sand down the profile of the boxed end and the wall thickness, and there was no need to go all the way around, because as long as you can get those first 3 to 4 points of the 12 point back there, like I say, it's not going to go that way, but the more I move it this way, then it slips on. So anyway, I don't know if anyone else has the same issue, but what I'll end up doing is torquing all these down, and to most it won't matter. Most people it probably wouldn't matter, but they would probably just do some masking and hit that with some semi-gloss high temp black. But since I Cerakoted these heads myself, I will probably do some masking, and then I'll go ahead and Cerakote that raw metal, and then I will cure that out with a paint gun, heat gun. So anyway, just kind of wanted to catch you up on that. But I've probably spent, I don't know, 2 weeks waiting on certain wrenches, certain parts, devices, anything I can do to get something behind there and get a boxed end on it. So I decided to do my own kind of modification, and hopefully I can make this all work out. Thanks for watching. Bye.